like I said, from the very first moment we saw this guy sitting there eating the cereal, didn't want to get up and give his brother a hug, with all manners of weirdness and whatnot, you knew there was like trouble brewing in this guy. And here it is that the episode starts off with a bang, with Ronnie letting out what we knew was in him. And I just knew it from last episode, the way that he was watching the security guard, or the bouncer rather, that guy was in for problems. And so here we go. We see, and I'm sure this is just the beginning. Essentially, I'm assuming that, like, he's jammed this guy all up in the door and whatnot, and probably hit him all up in the head and whatnot. Either he's very seriously injured, if not dead, and he's gone into his pocket to take out his wallet, remove cash from the wallet, and then put the wallet back. I'm curious to see if that's something that comes back on him. You know, if, like, maybe, like, there's fingerprints on the wallet or something like that, and it comes back to him. Because something to keep in mind is that it's kind of like the tension, or part of the tension between Ronnie and Unique, where Ronnie is used to doing things a certain way, but he's been in prison for a few years. Things have changed, where maybe that's how you might have been able to do things in the past, but not really how you should be doing things now if you want to stay out of jail. So maybe I'm reading too deeply into it, but let's see if him touching that wallet is something that comes back up, in addition to him touching the door and whatnot. But could be that I'm just reading into this too deeply, and it's not some, you know, they don't find fingerprints or go that deep with it. But, you know, I guess we'll see what, if anything, comes of that. Or if in any way that this assault and possible murder comes back to Ronnie, is tied back to Ronnie. So not only is Ronnie dangerous, but he's also messy. Planting the idea in, what's her name? Pernell? Unique's child mother's head, that he doesn't know where Unique is. He's unaccounted for. Maybe he's got like some side chick. Like, this guy, man, he's just setting off bombs, planting bombs everywhere, man, because now that's going to put the idea in her head that there's something going on, and we as the audience know that there is, that, you know, he's like dealing with RAQ, which on his end, problems. Ronnie is a mess. He's such a messy character when you think about it. Just the tension between Ronnie and Pernessa, that's her name, Pernessa, that started from the moment he arrived, you can now see, like, breaking out into the open. Like, she walks in with groceries, and, like, this dude, just, with this standing in the dark and in corners business and whatnot, walks into the kitchen, no hello, just asks her if she got his stuff, which I'm guessing is his Honey Nut Cheerios. And he's there, like, standing in the kitchen, organizing cans in the cabinet. Just, this guy, man. He's such an... I actually really like the character. Not like him as in I would hang out with him. I wouldn't hang out with him at all. But, like, I think he's actually a really great addition to the show. You know, he's such a weird and quirky character that adds so much drama to the show that I like that they added him. He's a rival to RAQ, and generally speaking, like, RAQ, that's my girl. But he's a very interesting villain. Concern that RAQ and Howard had about Kanan, with him being out here by Famous, and then now with him getting involved in the streets, having it attract attention. The only thing is that they were kind of misguided with regards to who they thought would be watching Kanan, right? Which was, they probably supposed it would be the feds, you know, or the police would start asking questions and taking a closer look at him with him being involved in the streets. And that might still come to pass. But the problem is that for the time being, the person that's watching Kanan, the person that's clocking Kanan, is Ronnie, Unique's brother. And that can't bode well, right? From the preview clips, from the season trailer, we saw that eventually Ronnie is going to approach Kanan directly. But for the time being, he's being his weird self. and just watch him from across the street. It's like the setup that you see in like horror movies. If you have ever seen the movie, it's with Robert Mitchum, Night of the Hunter, right? Where like the kid has a sense that like someone's watching, and he looks out his window and there's Robert Mitchum as the creature standing outside the house, right? Just like an absolute weirdo, standing outside the house in the street, just looking on like a weirdo. And here we have Ronnie standing outside of Famous and Kanan's place, not speaking to anyone, just standing there, fists clenched, across the street, just watching like a weirdo. And it's like, it gives both of them the creeps, and they head inside. And I think this goes back to what Famous said about them hustling like too close to home. Never mind they're not selling out of the apartment. The fact that this courier guy is down the hall, and they have the couriers coming to the house to pick up the drugs in their beepers and then to drop off cash. It's like you're still bringing the business to your house. All of that stuff should be far removed from you. So that way it should be at like someplace, some distance from where you're laying your head. So should there be any static, should there be any problem, it's at least not happening where you rest your head. You should at least have a place where you can be comfortable and relaxed. And it's like, this just isn't going to bode well, because you look at it, Ronnie's already popping up at your place. He would have probably popped up anyway at wherever Kanan was staying, just to lay eyes on him, But with this, with him showing up there, he's probably now seen Kanan collecting money from these guys, and it's like, it's just one more thing, And as we see, Unique is making inroads into acquiring product and, getting set back up with his own thing, right? And the whole conversation with the Asian guy about him not liking Chinese, but then revealing that he's married to like a Chinese woman. I was with Unique, where I was just becoming more and more puzzled by it, only to have him finish off with that, like, you can't help who you love. I think like that's probably something that connected with Unique, where I feel like he really digs RAQ, and it's like, of all people, this woman that's going to that has brought so much problems to your life and will bring so much drama to your life, that he likes her. And it's just problems all around.
Thanks for tuning in. To ensure you don't miss any episodes, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and check out my movie review playlist. Go ahead and click the thumbs up button if you like what you saw, and go ahead and